Chapter 4. We're going to look at the most productive period in the history of Greek mathematics. Section 4.1. Euclid and the Elements. First, it gives us a historic background for the productivity of mathematics. This period produced so many distinguished mathematicians. One of them is Euclid. At the end of section 4.1, it briefly talked about Euclid's life and the books he wrote. The most one, of course, is Elements, which has 13 books. So in the following two sections, 4.2 and 4.3, we study some of the important math in the book Elements. Section 4.2 first talks about the important contributions of Euclid and his book, Elements. It also talks about the flaws of the book. Then it focuses on Book 1 and Book 2. In Book 1, we need to know what a postulate is, and especially what a postulate phi is, and the influence of postulate phi. Some propositions related to parallel lines are proved in this section, which you may have learned in your geometry class, and you may skip reading. In section 4.2, 3 of the books of the Elements, book 7, 8, and 9, deal mainly with the properties of positive integers, like 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. The concept of divisibility is defined in the book, and Euclid, in his book, he used these definitions to prove those a lot of properties related to divisibility. There is a video example given under MP4, and a homework problem also given in MP4 as a practice for this type of questions. If you had discrete mathematics or number theory, these are like very easy problems we do in those classes. If you haven't, you can follow the example given there. And another type of question is how we use the Euclidean algorithm to calculate the greatest common divisor of two numbers. So there's also a homework question for this type, and there's also a video given so you can follow. So you can skip those pages, pretty much most of the part of section 4.3, and skip reading the proofs. There's another one, fundamental theorem of arithmetic, which is also a topic in number theory, and you can also skip reading the proofs. Other famous theorems in number theory are also included in this section, including the theorem behind the Euclidean algorithm and how to prove the square root of 2 is irrational, which we did in homework math problem 3, and also like how to prove there are infinite many prime numbers. These are the main topics in a major topic in number theory and discrete mathematics. Section 4.4 first talks about the second famous mathematician, Eratosthenes, and then 2 of his major contributions. And this section also talks about Ptolemy and some of his contributions. The last section, section 4.5, talks about the third famous mathematician, Archimedes. It first gives us some stories about Archimedes and some of his major contributions later. At last, it talks about the fourth Greek mathematician, Apollonius and his contributions.